Next on BGSU Brain Game, it is Lima Shawnee versus Toledo Christian. I think we better get ready for some neural ninjutsu. Only one team can leave victorious. Who's it going to be? BGSU's Brain Game starts right now. And welcome to BGSU Brain Game. It is Lima Shawnee versus Toledo Christian. Let's meet our teams. Toledo Christian starting lineup led by Coach Johnston. In slot number 1, we have Seth, a senior. In slot number 2, we have Sawyer, a senior. And in slot number 3, we have Braden, a junior. Now for Lima Shawnee's starting lineup led by Coach Young. In slot number 1, we have Shashank, a senior. In slot number 2, we have Andrew, a senior. And in slot number 3, Evan, a junior. All right, welcome to both of our teams. We're going to start things off as we always do with our toss-up round. 10 questions in this round. They are worth 10 points apiece. There is no deduction, I repeat, no deduction for an incorrect answer. So if you think you know it, I say go for it. Now, you can confer before buzzing in, but not after, and you can steal a question in this round. Toledo Christian, Lima Shawnee, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Question number 1. In science, this letter of the Greek alphabet is used to indicate a change in, that would be Toledo Christian. Seth?
Delta.
Delta is correct. Among the following literary characters, what is the common theme? Robert Louis Stevenson's Captain Flint, Hugh Lofting's Polynesia, and Iago from Disney's Aladdin. That would be Toledo Christian. Braden?
Pirates.
They are indeed all parrots, yes. This plantation owner led a rebellion against Virginia colonial authorities, claiming that not enough had been done to protect them. That would be Lima Shawnee. Andrew?
Nathaniel Bacon.
Correct. Located at the southern end of the Iberian Peninsula, this enormous limestone form, that would be Lima Shawnee. Evan?
Rock of Gibraltar.
Rock of Gibraltar is correct. Oranges, lemons, and limes are all members of this, that would be Toledo Christian. Seth?
Citrus.
They are citrus, yes. 75 to 200 million people in Europe and Asia died from this devastating disease. That would be Lima Shawnee. Evan?
Bubonic plague.
Correct, or the Black Plague. Among rocks, this sedimentary variety is, for the most part, formed from shells of marine organisms. That would be Lima Shawnee. Evan?
Shale.
Incorrect. I will finish the question. Organisms made of calcium carbonate. Identify this rock that transforms into marble. Toledo Christian, chance to steal. That would be Seth.
Limestone.
Limestone is what we were looking for, yes. Coquinos Bay on the southwestern coast of Cuba gained what nickname after Cuban? That would be Lima Shawnee. Evan?
Bay of Pigs.
Bay of Pigs, yes. Under this U.S. president's leadership, polygamy was declared illegal by the Edmunds Act. Identify this man who succeeded James Garfield in office in 1881. That would be Lima Shawnee. Andrew?
Chester Arthur.
Chester Arthur is correct. Not only a politician, but also a mathematician. Name this U.S. president. That would be Lima Shawnee. Andrew?
Thomas Jefferson.
Incorrect. Who created his own proof of the Pythagorean theorem and was assassinated by Charles Guiteau in 1881. Toledo Christian, chance to steal. That would be Sawyer.
Garfield.
Garfield is correct, yes. That is the end of the toss-up round. Let's take a look at our score. We are tied. Lima Shawnee 50, Toledo Christian 50. Stick around. Our risk and reward round is coming up next. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Lima Shawnee and Toledo Christian both at 50 points apiece. We are tied. Before we move to our next round, we have some substitutes we'd like to introduce. For Toledo Christian, slot number 3, we have Lucy, a junior. And for Lima Shawnee, in slot number 1, we have Salah, a senior. Welcome to our new players and our returning players. This is the risk and reward round. There are the opportunity at 10 questions in this round. You have the same 10 questions. The first 9 are 10 points apiece, no deduction for an incorrect answer. The 10th one, though, is the risk and reward question. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments on a topic that we give you. Get it right, bonus points. Get it wrong or a non-answer, negative deduction points, minus points. If you don't like it, though, you can simply pass and walk out with whatever your score is after the first 9 questions. All right, since we are tied, we did a coin toss at the beginning of the round, and Toledo Christian won that toss. You will be sticking around. Lima Shawnee, off to isolation you go. All right, Toledo Christian, are you ready for your risk and reward round?
Yes, sir.
All right, starts right now. What is the most populous city in Canada? That would be Sawyer.
Toronto.
Toronto is correct. Located in Toronto, name this largest freestanding structure in North America. What is the name of this 1,815-foot tall structure?
It's a tower, but I have no clue what it's named. Do you know what it's named after at all? It's like named after Tower of Toronto.
Time. CN Tower is what we needed there. Identify the American poet whose famous lines include, "Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me," and who was known as the Belle of Amherst. That would be Sawyer.
Robert Frost.
Incorrect. Emily Dickinson. Multiple choice. The following lines of poetry were written during which war by Major John McRae at the funeral of Lieutenant Alex Helmer? We are the dead. Short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunsets glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Was it A, the Revolutionary War, B, the Civil War, or C, World War I? That would be Toledo Christian. Sawyer.
World War I.
Correct. In which type of forest would one find trees with leaves that change from green in the spring and summer to red, brown, orange, and yellow in the fall? That would be Seth.
Deciduous.
Deciduous is correct. Jump in when you know the North American river I am describing receives water from the Platte River, flows past Jefferson City, and joins the Mississippi River just north of St. Louis. That would be Sawyer.
The Ohio River.
Incorrect. The Missouri River. Now composed of 9 digits, these USPS numbers that hasten mail delivery were only composed of 5 digits when put into use in 1963. Identify this helpful type of number. That would be Seth.
Zip code.
Zip code, yes. Jane, a 2017 film release, focuses on the life of a young, untrained scientist in Tanzania's Gombe Stream National Park as she devotes her life to the study of the chimpanzee. Who is this animal behaviorist? Time. Jane Goodall is what we were looking for there. The economy and life of the Plains Indians in North America was altered from agriculture to hunting by the introduction of which animal by Europeans in the 16th? That would be Sawyer.
Horses.
Horses is correct. Risk and reward time. The topic is spelling. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments on spelling.
20? Yeah, we can do 20. Yeah. All right, 20.
20 points on spelling. The plaintiffs must show by a preponderance of the evidence that the defendant's negligence caused the injuries. Spell preponderance. That would be Seth.
P-R-O. P-O-N-D-E-R-A-N-C-E.
Incorrect. P-R-E-P-O-N-D-E-R-A-N-C-E. That is unfortunately negative numbers for you, and it also ends the risk and reward round for you, but you still have 80 points. But it is now time for you to head off to isolation. Here you go. All right, let's bring back in Lima Shawnee. Come on in. Welcome back, Lima Shawnee. You ready for the risk and reward round?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Starts right now. What is the most populous city in Canada? That would be Evan.
Ottawa.
Incorrect. Toronto. Located in Toronto, name this largest freestanding structure in North America. What is the name of this 1,815-foot tall structure? That would be Evan.
Any more?
CNN Tower.
CNN Tower.
Say again?
CNN Tower.
We cannot accept that. I'm sorry. It's CN Tower. Close, but unfortunately not close enough. Identify the American poet whose famous lines include "Because I could not stop for death." That would be Sala.
Emily Dickinson.
Emily Dickinson is correct. Multiple choice question. The following lines of poetry were written during which war by Major John McRae for the funeral of Lieutenant Alexis Helmer? We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunsets glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Is it A, Revolutionary War, B, Civil War, or C, World War I? That would be Evan.
World War I.
World War I is correct. In which type of forest would one find trees that with leaves that change from green in the spring and summer to red, brown, orange, and yellow in the fall? That would be Sala.
Deciduous.
Deciduous is correct. Jump in when you know the North American river I'm describing receives water from the Platte River, flows past Jefferson City, and joins the Mississippi River just north of St. Louis. That would be Sala.
Missouri.
Missouri River is correct. Now composed of 9 digits, these USPS numbers that hasten mail delivery were only composed of 5 digits when put into use in 1963. Identify this helpful type of number. That would be Sala.
Zip code.
Zip code is correct. Jane, a 2017 film release, focuses on the life of a young untrained scientist in Tanzania's Gombe Stream National Park as she devotes her life to the study of the chimpanzee. Who is this animal behaviorist? That would be Sala.
Maya Angelou.
Incorrect. Jane Goodall is what we needed there. The economy and life of the Plains Indians in North America was altered from agriculture to hunting by the introduction of which animal by Europeans in the 16th century? That would be Evan.
Horses.
Horses is correct. Risk and reward time. The topic is spelling. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments, or you can pass. Lima Shawnee, what are you thinking on spelling?
20.
20 points on spelling. The plaintiffs must show by a preponderance of the evidence that the defendant's negligence caused the injuries. Spell preponderance. That would be Andrew.
P-R-E-P-O-N-D-E-R-O-U-S.
Incorrect. It would be P-R-E-P-O-N-D-E-R-A-N-C-E. Unfortunately, negative points for you, but you still stand at 90 points, and that ends the risk and reward round for you. Let's now clear our score, and let's bring back in Toledo Christian. Welcome back, Toledo Christian. Let's see where our team stands. Lima Shawnee has 90 points, and Toledo Christian has 80 points. A very, very close competition indeed. You're going to want to stick around because the category round is coming up next where things really start to heat up. We have questions worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points, and deductions are going to start. Stay tuned. welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Toledo Christian 80 and Lima Shawnee has 90 points as we get ready to move to our category round. Before we do that, let's welcome back to Toledo Christian in slot number 3. Let's welcome back Braden. Welcome back to you. And Lima Shawnee is elected to stay with their lineup from the last round. And welcome back to all of our returning players. This is the category round. This is where the power shifts a little bit to our teams. There are 6 categories to choose from. Inside each category, our questions worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points. But deductions start now. So if you go for 20, you're risking 20 points. You may confer before buzzing in, not after, and you can steal a question in this round. This is a timed round. Toledo Christian, since you have 80 points, you get to make the first selection.
We're going to go with U.S. government for 20.
U.S. government for 20 points. Who is considered the chief law officer of the U.S. government? That will be Lima Shawnee. Evan.
Attorney General.
Correct. Lima Shawnee takes control.
U.S. government for 25, please.
U.S. government for 25 points. According to the Constitution, after the Vice President, Speaker of the House, President pro tem of the Senate, who is the next in the line of succession? That would be Lima Shawnee. Andrew.
Secretary of State.
Correct. Lima Shawnee still in control.
U.S. government for 30.
U.S. government for 30 points. Appointed in August of 2017, who is the current director of the FBI? Time. Christopher Wray. Lima Shawnee in control.
Where am I? 20.
Where am I for 20 points? I will name a well-known landmark or geographic site. You are to provide the specific geographic location requested. In what country would you find the lost city of Petra? That would be Jordan. Lima Shawnee in control.
Where am I? 25.
Where am I for 25 points? In what ocean are you if you were exploring the Mariana Trench? That would be Toledo Christian. Sawyer.
Pacific Ocean.
Pacific Ocean is correct. Toledo Christian takes back control.
Where am I for 30?
Where am I for 30 points? In what country would you find the ancient fortress of the Alhambra? That would be Lima Shawnee. Sala.
Spain.
Spain is correct. Lima Shawnee in control.
Begins with Y for 20.
Begins with Y for 20 points. I will describe words that begin with letter Y. You respond with the thing described. This company was founded in 2004 featuring crowd, that would be Lima Shawnee. Sala.
Yahoo.
Incorrect. Crowdsourced reviews of businesses. Toledo Christian, chance to steal. That would be Seth.
Yelp.
Yelp is what we needed there. Yes. Toledo Christian in control.
4-letter synonyms for 20.
4-letter synonyms for 20 points. I will give you a word and a letter. You are to name the 4-letter synonym. Industrious, and the letter is B. That would be Lima Shawnee. Andrew.
Busy.
Busy is correct. Lima Shawnee in control.
Begins with Y. 25.
Begins with Y for 25. First name of fashion designer Laurent. That would be Lima Shawnee. Evan.
Yanni.
Incorrect. Toledo Christian, chance to steal. Time. Eves, spelled Y-V-E-S. Lima Shawnee, still in control.
4-letter synonyms. 25.
4-letter synonyms for 25 points. Ambulate, the letter is W. That would be Lima Shawnee. Evan.
Wavy.
Incorrect. Toledo Christian, chance to steal. Time. Walk is what we needed there. Lima Shawnee still in control.
4-letter synonyms. 30.
4-letter synonyms for 30 points. Insolent, and the letter is R. Rude is what we were looking for there. Rude. Lima Shawnee in control.
Astronomy. 20.
Astronomy for 20 points. Which planet rotates faster than any other in our solar system? That would be Lima Shawnee. Andrew.
Mercury.
Incorrect. Toledo Christian, chance to steal. Time. Jupiter is what we needed there. Lima, Shawnee, still in control.
Astronomy 25.
Astronomy for 25 points. What is the visible surface of the sun called? That would be Lima, Shawnee. Sala.
Corona.
Incorrect. Toledo Christian, chance to steal. Photosphere is what we needed there. Lima, Shawnee, you're still in control though.
Astronomy 30.
Astronomy for 30 points. What is the collective name given to Jupiter's 4 largest moons? Time. Galilean is what we needed there. Lima, Shawnee in control.
Botany 25.
Botany for 25 points. A swollen underground stem that stores energy for the next season and often harvested as food is a what? Tuber is what we needed there. Lima, Shawnee in control.
Botany for 20.
Botany for 20 points. This is the double or nothing question. A mushroom reproduces by means of what? That would be Lima, Shawnee, Andrew.
Spores.
Incorrect. By means of what spore-bearing structures found underneath its cap? Toledo Christian does have a chance to steal here. This is the double or nothing question. Time. We needed gills there is what we were looking for. All right, let's take a look at our score. We have Lima, Shawnee with 70 points and Toledo Christian currently in the lead with 125 points, but it ain't over yet. Coming up next is our brainstorm round where questions are worth 20 points apiece. Stay tuned. Welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Lima, Shawnee, 70 points. Toledo Christian, 125 points. Both teams have elected to stay with their lineup from the last round, so we're getting right to it. It's the brainstorm round. In this round, all questions are worth 20 points apiece, negative 20 points for an incorrect answer. You may confer before buzzing in, not after, but no stealing. No stealing in this round. We move immediately to the next question. All right, this is it. All the marbles. Toledo Christian, Lima, Shawnee, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. What device is used by electric companies to control the voltage, thus allowing them to increase or decrease? That would be Lima, Shawnee, Andrew.
Transformer.
Transformer is correct. The numbers 2, 3, and 7 are prime. That would be Lima, Shawnee. Sala.
Fibonacci.
Incorrect. 5 is what we needed there. In the Broadway play, Guys and Dolls, which character hopes that luck be a lady? Sky Masterson is what we needed there. The Parthenon, the ruins of Delphi, and the Acropolis. In what country would you find these? That would be Lima, Shawnee, Andrew.
Greece.
Greece is correct. On which North American peninsula does the city of Cabo San Lucas lie at the southern tip? Time. That would be the Baja Peninsula. What is the capital of New Zealand? That would be Lima, Shawnee, Andrew.
Wellington.
Wellington is correct. What is the square root of 256? That would be Sala.
16.
16 is correct. What 6-letter term is the name given to the first coat of paint that is applied to any surface? That would be Lima, Shawnee, Andrew.
Primer.
Primer is correct. Name the U.S. gem state whose motto is Esto Perpetua. Or it is perpetual. That would be Idaho. What do we call a number with exactly 2 divisors, 1 and itself? That would be Toledo Christian, Braden.
Prime number.
Prime number is correct. In what year did Rosa Parks refuse to give up her seat on a Montgomery, Alabama public bus? (1955). What is 17% of 10,000? That would be Toledo Christian, Braden.
1,700.
Correct. In the human eye, rods and cones are light-sensitive cells that assist in the ability to see. Identify the three colors differentiated by, that would be Lima, Shawnee, Evan.
Red, green, and blue.
Correct. What U.S. president was famous for his fireside chats? That would be Lima, Shawnee, Sala.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Correct. This president signed the resolution admitting Texas to the U.S. That would be Lima, Shawnee, Andrew.
John Tyler.
Correct. What are you, the end of round? Let's take a look at our score. We have Toledo Christian at 165, and our winner with 210 points is Lima, Shawnee. Let's give both these teams a big round of applause. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, let's come out, meet in the middle, shake hands, and we will see you at the next BGSU Brain Game.